The Italian national culture has over 1,000 years of history and is the most universal culture in the world. All the creations that represent Italian style are the result of a very long interaction between culture, craftsmanship, territory and history. In recent years, I fallen in love with fashion, while dressing and shopping. Fashion is meant to give us confidence, to tell us who we are or who we would like to be. Gradually, I began to explore the history of fashion, and more specifically, the history of the Italian fashion, with its milestones, crises, and upturns. Fashion, however, is too often considered a frivolous, vain, and ephemeral industry, but this is not the case at all. This passion, together with my passion for China, has led to the creation of my thesis project, Storia del Made in Italy e della moda italiana, uno sguardo alla Cina. The inspiration for this project came during the lockdown period of March 2020, when the restrictions imposed by the government to smooth the curve of COVID-19 contagions hit the Italian economy like a meteorite. No sector came out untouched. Storia del Made in Italy e della moda italiana, uno sguardo alla Cina, is therefore my project, which aims to specify how important Italian-made products are for the whole world, especially China. At the same time, I would like to celebrate and praise Italian creativity and talent, showing that we are capable of doing many things, but that sometimes we simply lack organization. Every Italian man or woman has heard the term Made in Italy more than once during his or her life. Although at first glance the term may seem simple to understand, it contains feelings and emotions that are not so easy to feel at first glance. In order to analyze this phenomenon in the best way possible, I have been guided by the studies of authors such as Bucci, Codeluppi and Ferraresi, who helped me to study the issue in depth. So much so that I can say that Made in Italy is an expression that evokes all the values and feelings contained in products manufactured in Italy. The expression of years of traditions, arts, craftsmanship, and great attention to details, which are best expressed in the so-called 4A sectors, such as clothing, furnishings, mechanical automation, and agricultural and food products, which over the years have enabled us to achieve numerous records, even touching the 19 billion euros in turnover, equal to the 25% of the entire export of the European Union. An ability to know how to produce beauty, to know how to recognize it, and to know how to carry it forward. Just as the famous expression "speak English, kiss French, write German and dress Italian" confirms, Italy is the absolute queen of fashion, the emblem of style and elegance known throughout the world. Italy, however, has not always been the capital of fashion. The French held the monopoly until the 1950s. The first forms of what we now call Italian fashion developed thanks to Giovanni Battista Giorgini, who organized the first entirely Italian fashion show of 1951. Moreover, the invention of ready-to-wear fashion can be traced back to Italy, characterized by the mass production of clothes in very standard sizes at relatively low costs. During the writing of my thesis, I had the opportunity to observe that the Chinese are so attached to Italian-made products to the point that they make long journeys in order to buy their dream dress or product. For them, that label with the words "Made in Italy" of it is worth more than anything else in the world. But looking at the other side of the coin, according to a study conducted by Osservatorio Paesi Terzi of Business Strategies in June 2018 on a sample of 2,000 Chinese citizens, it was found out that 7 out of 10 people do not know the Made in Italy brand at all. Thanks to this study, I have been able to understand how the richest Chinese citizens are willing to spend very high amounts of money in order to have an Italian-made product. China, in fact, thanks to the presence of more than 2 million millionaires, is the country with the highest rate of consumers of luxury products in the world. Just think of the expensive business gifts that executives give to their employees. In fact, for Chinese companies, make a corporate gift of high manufacture, very expensive and design, is very important to maintain their Meanzi, as saying the face, a very complex Chinese concept in which converge the dignity, self-esteem and credibility that an individual enjoys within his group. Italian products are the most appreciated in the world, but they are also the most imitated. Counterfeiting and Italian sounding, as saying the reproduction of a product by the unauthorized replication of the original, in this case of Italian-made products, is a huge problem for Italian companies, for which has been developed an ad hoc legislation. The fact that there is a term to identify the counterfeiting of Italian products highlights the seriousness of the phenomenon. This is a phenomenon that damages both the economy and the society, which feeds an illegal economy based on theft, exploitation and tax evasion, which also causes enormous damage to the final consumer. Criminal conduct in the counterfeiting sector has developed into a business activity that runs parallel to legal activities. Several factors behind the development of counterfeiting have contributed to the steady growth of the phenomenon. For example, globalization and the Italian economic boom. At the top of the list of the world's largest producers and exporters of counterfeit products, there are Asian countries, with China, India and Turkey occupying the podium. The fight against counterfeiting and Italian sounding must become a priority for everyone. Made in Italy must have a good reputation. It is the image that the world has of our products and our identity. And we must do everything in our power to ensure that this image remains unblemished.